everybody, welcome back to the channel. And as you guys know from the title, if you're looking for a low cost, high impact way to get the word out about your side hustle, today's video is definitely going to be for you. And we're talking about using flyers and door hanger advertisements to market your business. So I make tons of these, like I just handed out 500 of them this weekend, and I love it. And trust me, it's more effective than you might think. You might think it's just flyers, who's really gonna look at them or even use them, but you'd be surprised. And it doesn't even matter whether you're doing like dog walking or poop scooping like I do, or you're offering different types of services for like yard care, home cleaning, selling handmade products, things like that. Either way, flyers and door hangers, as simple as this, can definitely help you guys reach new customers right in your own neighborhood or your surrounding neighborhoods. And yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into the video. All right, so first off, why should you use flyers and door hangers to even market your side hustle? Well, the answer to that is actually really simple. They're cheap, they're personal, and they work really, really well. These physical marketing materials have stood the test of time because they allow you to directly reach potential customers in your community. Think about it. When someone receives a flyer or they see a door hanger, they're literally holding on to something in their hands, which is a great way to grab their attention. Plus, it gives them something to refer to later if they're interested in your services. And yeah, whether you're trying to build just simple brand awareness or promote maybe a special offer for your business or just spread the word, flyers and door hangers, they can be honestly your secret weapon. And best of all, they don't cost a lot to print or distribute. I personally go on a couple different places and get mine. I go on either Vistaprint or Canva. I design them all on Canva. They're so easy to use and they really are cheap. I mean, you can get 1,000 of these for $200 or something like that. So think about it. You put 1,000 of these out in a couple neighborhoods and you get 1 or 2 clients and it pays for itself. So it's really, really worth its weight in gold. So let's talk about actually designing your flyers and your door hangers. Like I said, I use a couple different programs, and the design here honestly is key because it needs to grab their attention quickly and it needs to be easy to read and it needs to motivate people to take action. You don't want to just look like every other advertisement that's shoved in somebody's mailbox or hanging on their door. So I like to just keep my designs simple and clear. Here's a few tips on kind of how I make an impactful door flyers. Mine actually work really well. I get lots of calls on them because they are simple and they're to the point. You can do something as simple as having a headline or an offer. I don't put an offer on mine. I just have dog waste removal on there. So that's my headline for it. But you could put an offer somewhere up here on the top and it should just tell people like what you're offering. Like get 20% off your first cleaning business or your cleaning service, or maybe a free consultation for whatever your business is. But the thing is, you want to keep it short and you want it to be enticing to people. And you want to use fonts that are easy to read from a distance. So I use very rounded and bold letters because they're easy to read. You want your message to be noticed at a glance. So avoid overly decorative fonts and like go for something simple, like maybe an Arial or Helvetica or something bold like you guys can see that I use right there. And you want to include any kind of high quality images that you have that reflect your business. The image I had down here is literally just a dog with a pooper scooper down there. So it just says, hey, here's what my business is. It's simple, you know what you're getting, and there's really no questions to be asked for it. And then obviously you're gonna put your contact information on there. So I have my phone number listed down on there, how they can get in touch with me. I also put links to like my Rover profiles and stuff like that. And then, yeah, you wanna have some type of strong call to action on there as well. And on mine, you can see, I just put some simple information on there. Rates are given based on the yard size, so that way they know that they're responsible for keeping their grass at a reasonable level, meaning they need to have it cut before I come service their yard. And then I put just the areas right there that I service: Moyock, Chesapeake, and immediate surrounding towns. And after you're all done with your design too, you want to make sure that it actually fits whatever your brand is. So you can see here I have greens and browns as the colors that I picked for my flyers, obviously because pet waste is brown, grass is green. So it's specific logos and colors and stuff that I use that make it more noticeable what my business is. And I do that to keep it consistent and simple. All right, and then yeah, once you have your design done, it's time to print these things and get them shipped to you. So you can pick different sizes. These ones right here are the like just, what is it, 3-inch by 11-inch or so, just your typical door hangers. It's just a standard template size that I found on Vistaprint that I was able to go in and design them. Same for Canva. It's just a door hanger that it automatically sizes it for you, and then you can go through, add everything on here, and put your designs on there. You can choose different types of paper. You can do it in like a matte finish, a gloss finish. I try and get the best quality paper that I can, just because these are outside and hanging on people's doors. So I want them thick and heavy so they don't blow away in the wind. And then also, in case it's raining or whatever, I don't want them to get damaged. I want them to actually still be there on that person's door if they don't see it for 12 hours or whatnot. And then printing in bulk, that's the key. You can order 50 of these, and yeah, you're gonna pay more money for that. If that's all you want to do, that's fine. There's more cost-effective ways of doing it, and that's printing in bulk, printing 1,000 of them or 2,000 of them, because once you start getting up into that number, these things become only a couple cents each versus maybe paying 60 cents a piece for each of these if you're printing 50 of them. But if you're printing 2,000 of them, you might be paying 10 cents a piece for all these, and it's good to always have extras on there anyway. So I always keep a stack of these in my truck, and I always keep some at my house. So every time I'm on Rover or servicing a new yard or something like that, if I'm going to a new neighborhood, I will always hit at least like 10 houses around that person's house that I serviced. I'll put these in their mailbox, or I'll hang them on their doors, and then on to the next place I go. But once you have everything printed, it gets delivered to you. It's time to hit the streets. I use a few different methods. I have hit all the neighborhoods around me. So I have like 4 neighborhoods around me, and I printed out tons of these things. And each day I just went to a new neighborhood, and I went house by house by house. Yes, it took a long time. It took me hours of my time to go through and do this, but immediately the next day I started receiving phone calls from people who had seen my flyers on their doors or in their mailbox. So I already made my money back and my clients from this. Now, on the note of going to your local neighborhoods and passing out these flyers, it's important that you want to target the correct neighborhoods or correct communities for the services that you're offering. So I actually make a couple different kinds of flyers. I have like a pet sitting one that doesn't have pet waste removal stuff on it. And then I also have a dog waste removal only one. And then I also have one that's like a combo of pet sitting and dog waste. So for instance, if it's like an apartment complex that is near my neighborhood or whatever, I will go over there and hang the ones that are only for pet sitting, because these people live in apartments. They're not going to be interested in my pet waste removal services because they don't have a yard. So it would be a waste of money for me to put those on their doors. So I put the pet boarding, daycare, drop-ins, all that stuff on there. And then if I go to a neighborhood, I'll put the one that has a combo on it. It'll say pet waste removal plus all my daycare, boarding, things like that. Or I might just put pet waste removal if I see that they have fenced in yards. So that's the thing that I look for, is I go to neighborhoods, I look for fenced in yards. If it's not a fenced in yard, I'll still put flyers out, but mostly I'll hit the houses that have fenced in yards, because I know they probably have a dog or some type of animal or something back there, and it's probably easier to do drop-ins if I need to go let their dogs out or something like that. So that's how I target my neighborhoods and how I choose which flyers to actually hand out. And when we're talking about picking the right types of communities to market in, you also need to make sure that you're following any of the local rules or restrictions. Some neighborhoods or apartment complexes may have rules about posting flyers or placing door hangers, so you need to definitely check ahead on that. It's usually like the HOA neighborhoods that are stricter on that stuff, so I always look for signs to see like if no soliciting or things of that nature. If it's not an HOA neighborhood, I've never had any issues with it or seen any signs that really don't say no soliciting. And then I try and focus on the high traffic areas. I try and distribute all my materials in high traffic areas where lots of people will see them. This could be anything as far as a shopping center, laundry mats, local events, any type of business, especially like pet stores and stuff like that. I'll go in there and leave flyers with that business if it aligns with the service that I'm offering. So there's a big pet center like near my house, and I go there all the time, and I just drop off a stack of flyers for them, and they're nice enough to let me leave them at the counter because it's for dog care, dog boarding, pet waste removal, and their entire store is just a pet supply store and grooming in there. So I'm not taking away any business from them because I don't offer grooming services, and I'm just adding a little something extra that their clients may want to use. One thing I always try and make sure that I do is be respectful of people's property. Some people don't want you all up in their yard and stuff like that. So I walk on the driveway. I don't touch anything at their house. I leave it only on their door or in their mailbox. If there's something in the way or I have to move something or potential to break something, I honestly will just skip the house because I don't want to damage anybody's property and I don't want to become a nuisance of putting something that is in somebody's way or something like that. But yeah, after I've distributed all of them, what I do is kind of wait and see how it's working. So I keep track of where I've passed all my flyers out and how many responses I'm getting. So I know exactly what neighborhood I went to, how many flyers I put out, and then in my notes section for my business on my phone that I keep, I track like how many people from that neighborhood called me because of my flyers, what flyers I used, and obviously what type of service they're requesting from me. So I know that maybe a couple months down the road, it's worth it or not worth it to go back to that neighborhood and hand out more flyers. You can also do something unique too, as far as like putting like a discount code or something on your flyer that has a phone number, and then you can see which flyers generate the most interest as far as designs and stuff. Like I said, you can offer special deals and things like that, or you could make a code even like specific to each neighborhood. So say your neighborhood down the street is called Eagle Landing or something like that. You could put Eagle Landing 5 for, hey, book your first appointment with us and get $5 off your first appointment. Use code Eagle Landing 5. You know that when that person calls or signs up on your website, you already know what neighborhood it came from. It makes it very, very easy to track. And yeah, you'll notice like certain areas are bringing in more leads than others, and then you can double down on those areas. So if you're not seeing much success with one flyer design, you could also tweak it a little bit, add things, take things away. And yeah, very, very simple. And yeah, on that note, we'll just do a quick little recap on all the marketing tips and tricks that I have for printing out all of my flyers. Like I said, design your flyer or your door hanger with a strong headline. You want clear contact info and a compelling offer that's on it. And print in bulk. It's going to be way cheaper when you print in bulk. Yeah, you're going to spend more money, but you're going to spend less money in the long run. It's worth it. And you want to distribute them strategically. Hit the high traffic areas, hit the appropriate neighborhoods that correlate with the services that you're offering, and track your results. And you can adjust your approach based on what's working. Like I said, track your results. You want to know where those flyers went, which ones are working, which ones aren't working, and which places that you need to continue hitting with marketing, advertising, and stuff later on, maybe every 3 months or every 6 months. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you follow these steps, you'll be well on your way spreading the word about your business and bringing in new customers. It's a simple and effective way to market. You don't really have to spend money on Google ads or internet SEO and marketing, things like that. This is just straight up old school guerrilla marketing. It's simple, anybody can do it, and it's an effective way to market, honestly. Like a lot of people skip it and don't really do it anymore. They think everything has to be online, but this is an easy way to boost your side hustle without really having much experience. You don't even have to be a graphic designer or anything. It's all the templates and stuff are in there and images and everything. Just follow the tips that I told you, and you guys will be well on your way to getting the word out about your business and bringing in a lot more clients.